Now we got to pretend that we just didn't say a whole bunch of stuff and then started recording now and try to play it off as it's natural.
Yeah, we're making a pretend. We're making a pretend cold open, like as if we were recording ourselves in the natural moment. Remember how we were talking about not cutting each other off?
Yeah, I remember that.
I decided to upgrade that to mansplaining.
Okay, excellent. Yeah. No, I love mansplaining.
Mansplaining.
Yeah.
Well, we should talk about that tonight. On this week's episode of Cinema Shat.
Shit.
Cinema Shat. You should probably listen, even though we didn't actually watch Titanic this week. I'm still doing the theme.
Were you doing the melody to Titanic?
Yeah, that's not how the song goes.
Near, far, wherever you are, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I mean, you basically did the song wrong in
every
10 different
key.
ways. Yeah,
Every key.
I could write an essay on how that.
Yo,
was
it's a no
incorrect.
for me, dog.
Yeah. Isn't that Shark Tank or something?
But I hitchhiked
American
my
Idol.
whole-
Oh,
It's Randy Savage.
But I hitchhiked out here.
We know.
I lost both
You tell us every time we hang out, John.
Dude, we know your lack of transportation, and nobody cares, dude.
I know.
Let's get this
I know.
fucker on the road. I'm
not-
having fun.
Oh, real nice, James.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Real nice.
How insensitive. You just hitchhiked the whole way here.
Yeah, I
And
know.
I'm
Just
saying
get out
let's
there.
get on the road. All right.
Get your thumb out there.
So, what's up, guys? Welcome back. It's Cinema Shat. I'm James, and I'm joined in the studio with...
Jash.
And Jown.
And, of course, we have Torso on drums. Torso, what's up? Awesome, yeah. That's good
Dude.
stuff. Yeah.
Man, he's just hitting home runs.
Dude, he gets better and better
Every time. Every single time.
Yeah.
Every time. All right, so this week we had you, the audience. You chose the 2 movies. We gave you a couple movies to choose from and vote.
6 to be specific.
6 movies. That's one
And
more
we're
than
doing
5.
and we're doing it again this week. So if you want to be included in the decision making process, check it out on Facebook or Instagram.
Yeah, you go to www.cinemashat.com.
That's not a real website.
voting
Not a real website.
voting dash vote now
Colon.
/ students
P. Diddy's Vote or Die.
and then semicolon. Okay, we all get it.
Okay,
Batman symbol.
that is the real website.
That is the real website. Yes, thank you. Okay, so this week we let y'all choose, and you all chose Rosemary's Baby and Goofy Movie. Excuse me, a Goofy Movie. Sorry, John. I keep stepping on you. Hold on.
Torso on drum.
Oh, God damn it. I thought you was going to do the...
Yeah, I just wanted to take a moment and thank the 4 people that voted.
Yes.
I really appreciate...
We had more than 4 votes. We had 5 votes.
We actually did
really?
pretty large amount of
had a
votes.
decent-
We had a decent
turnout
amount.
for votes, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
You guys are going to have to rock, paper, scissors to see who picks the 6 movies. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah, sure.
And then we'll put it up for everybody, and they can choose from that.
Yeah, Rosemary's Baby and Goofy Movie, like 2 of the opposite.
Yeah,
movies.
honestly, I was sitting, I was in the bathroom, I was holding my penis, and I
Right.
was urinating. And I
Right.
thought to myself, James. Sorry, the food downstairs totally killed me.
The folks at home, a dog bowl was just hastily
Filled
filled
with food.
up, and it interrupted.
Okay. So, I'm holding my penis.
Right? Yes.
I'm peeing out of said penis.
Ooh.
And then I think to myself, I'm
What a
not going to
wonderful world.
choose. yeah. I'm not. There's no way we can choose which is the better movie this week.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it's obvious.
This isn't a head-to-head.
A Goofy
This was
movie,
like
obviously.
fans
I mean, come
choosing.
on.
But yeah. I mean, honestly, I want to choose both movies. But I mean, I'm jumping into, I'm blowing my load here. But yeah.
Yeah, you can't vote on them. Yeah, they're 2 different.
Yeah.
One's like a masterpiece, and
The other
one
is
is
Like
Yeah, and the other
Van
is
Damme and
Rosemary's Baby.
Stallone.
right. Yeah.
Van Damme and Stallone, like those 2 movies, like any 2
Yeah,
of
they
those
work-
movies,
they work
that's a good
going
head-to-head,
head-to-head.
and we're like, all right, this one's better than
Yeah, we'll
Right,
think
yeah.
to try and go with 6 movies that have
Van Damme
similar
and
themes.
Steven
Oh yeah, we're
Seagal.
gonna go with only Van Damme, Steven Seagal. This Cinema Shat and Shit Show Showdown is now officially only going to watch Steven Seagal or Van Damme movies. Once we get through all of them, starting it again.
Started it again.
Yeah, we're just gonna watch them all again.
Yep.
So, who wants to take us off with Rosemary's Baby?
I can talk about it.
Yeah, you're probably more
Alright.
knowledgeable. Yes.
Give us the
well,
rundown.
Yeah, give us the rundown.
Yeah, Rosemary's.
Josh, give us the rundown.
Give us the rundown.
Hey, so Rosemary's
I'm
Baby.
Shat William Scott.
Rosemary's
Sean
Baby
William
is
Scott.
from.
So Sean William Scott in the
In the
studio.
Torso, play him out. Oh wow, what a lovely.
Man,
It's like improv.
they get better every time.
Okay,
God,
so
how
tell
does he
us
do
about-
it? So,
Sorry for cutting you off.
I can explain how. 5% luck, 15% skill,
Shut the fuck up.
20% dedicated power.
So Rosemary's Baby was a movie from what year? Remind me.
1968.
68. Yeah. So it's a classic, of course. It's
Although it was released in 68, the movie itself takes place at the turn of 66.
I remember them saying some
They- 'cause
date
they
of
do-
the
they-
66.
Yeah, because they had the
New Year.
the new year,
Right.
and they were like, "Oh, it's it's
True,
1966."
Oh, cool.
So
That's true.
my what I think is that they filmed it earlier and then it didn't get out to theaters. It took a little while.
Could be, yeah.
Possibly. But yeah, they this is like an iconic film. Most people already know when they start it. If they haven't seen it, they already know kind of what it is. But yeah, it's basically the plot is this couple move into this apartment and they're in love and they just got married, and their ultimate plan is to have a kid, and they meet these kind of eccentric neighbors. They think they're just kind of goofy, a little bit nosy.
Invasive.
And then, basically there's some twists and turns. You kind of find out more about these people, and they have this sinister satanic plot with Rosemary. And yeah, I think that's all I'll get into as far as the plot goes.
That's a good
we can talk about it.
Yeah, that's a solid plot synopsis. Yeah. All right, John. Was this your first time viewing?
No, I had seen it once before.
So it
but
was just Rachel and I had
Right,
never
yeah.
seen it. Okay,
Yeah.
all right, rock and roll. Shout out producer Rachel. John, tell us what your initial thoughts of the film, having seen it again.
I really like Sean William Scott's performance.
You didn't even have pockets.
No, I mean,
Stop.
no, but I mean, it's a masterpiece in film. It's fucking Roman Polanski.
Yeah.
He's a genius, even though he's a horrible person.
Well, it's
It's
statutory.
Statutory rape is no joking matter.
Yeah,
Unless
you're right.
unless there's a joke involved or at least one singular rim shot. Torso, give me a rim shot.
Classic.
Thank you, Torso.
Wow.
Classic.
Gosh.
He just rolls it.
Man, I'm so glad we hired him.
But no, it's a great psychological piece. Like
Yeah, atmospheric. Absolutely.
the atmospheric
yeah.
horror is phenomenal. I mean, you're just kind of on the edge of your seat the whole time with this weird pit in your stomach, and then the culminating thing was big for the fucking time. We're talking about themes of abortion.
I didn't want to step on your toes, but yeah.
in the 60s, there we're talking like the occultism theme. And one thing that we definitely need to get to, that we were talking kind of briefly after the movie, was that it's made by Roman Polanski, a film about the occult. And then his wife, Sharon Tate, gets murdered by a cult.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, reality imitates art.
Yeah, man. Like, when was that? 64? When the murder happened?
No, it
couldn't have been.
I think it came
It's after
after
Rosemary's Baby.
Yeah, I think,
after.
I think the murder was after Rosemary.
Like
Yeah.
69?
Something.
Oh, yeah, because other James was telling me
Jim
that his wife got murdered, and then he went on to do Macbeth, like
Right,
almost right away.
Right.
But anyway, but yeah, totally. It's like it's a controversial
Yeah.
movie. I mean, I didn't live back then, so but I'm just assuming
But-
holy
and
shit, there's like
it was
nudity
such a big
and
such a big change in the shift of like how Hollywood was kind of
Well,
thing.
how filmmaking
yeah,
was.
yeah.
Like, when we were watching the movie, I was like, this is one of the first... I wasn't really shocked and awed by it. I was a little, intrigued at the
because
imagery.
we've seen.
Well, yeah, that's what I was...
Evolution.
Stop
Okay,
cutting
I'm
me
sorry,
off.
I'm
That's what I
sorry,
was gonna
I'm sorry,
say.
I'm
I was gonna say that there's so many films that have imitated this iconic film. So like watching it, I was like, that's fucked up. That's cool. But at the same time, like, this was the first time I ever saw something like this. I would have been like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like The
Absolutely.
Exorcist.
Yeah.
Exorcist post-dates this. Pre-Gump pre 9/11, and it's fucking crazy that this movie would come out and so many films would imitate it, to the point I'm desaturated that I'm watching Rosemary's Baby, one of the most iconic horror films, and I'm just like, oh wow, that's kind of cool. You know, like I wasn't on the edge of my seat. I wasn't like, clawing at my shirt to try to breathe or anything. I was just like, wow, this is kind of unfortunate. I'm grading the film execution. Like, I'm watching for shadows and stuff because I saw the cameraman like several times on people's backs and stuff, and like just watching things like that. The time this movie comes out, it's like it's a fucking knockout. You know,
Absolutely.
It's a fucking knockout. And, sorry, one last thing. During the movie, I was like, God, does anything predate this? And then we talked about Psycho. And it was like, that's the only other movie I can think of that was just horrific.
Hitchcock was ahead of his time.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely, yeah.
But, I mean, just to see a film like this that does cults, and it's the first of its kind.
Yeah.
You know, like George A. Romero's, like, Night of the Living Dead. First time we see zombies. Like, just to see the foundation of an entire type of filmmaking for the next 30 years is just mind-blowing.
No, totally. Yeah. I always have to deliberately like put my brain there, cuz like you were saying, like we've already seen all the stuff that was directly came off of this movie.
Yeah.
So like I have to try and forget all that, which is impossible in certain aspects, but
like you're saying, you have to try and approach it with, okay, I'm seeing this as if I was an audience member seeing it for the first time in the 60s kind of thing.
Right, and I always try to...
And this is like late 60s, so we're talking like you have like the hippie peace love movement and everything, so everybody's all peace and love, and then you get fucking cult murders.
The juxtaposition of an era.
Totally. Yeah, my brain, I always try and... With every horror movie, I always try to just be like, okay, this is actually happening.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you have to do that to a certain extent.
Yeah.
I mean, that's sorry.
Oh, no, it's cool. But if this was actually happening, the events in this movie, it's one of the most horrifying things.
That's what makes this a real horror film. It's like, your Freddy Kruegers aren't horror films, those are slasher films, which are imitating giallo, which is imitating American horror. So, like, you have a copy of a copy of a copy, but then when you have movies where humans are doing other human or inhuman things to other humans, and it's your neighbor, it's this old couple who knits is creating a Satan child inside of your womb. What the fuck? Like, it's so jarring in such a sense that your brain can't even comprehend it, because you're just on the heels of like Leave It to Beaver, and like women are starting to get a voice and stuff, and it's like you're getting so much more of an opinion from the masses, and now you're having this like I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that. It was just fuck. Somebody save me here.
Speaking of the copy of a copy of copy with the slashers, that gave me a thought where slashers are essentially just anti-hero superhero movies.
Yeah. That's a good point. That's that's an acute observation. Yeah.
Because you're actually what's the word? You're cheering on the siding with the slasher. You're like, get them slutty virgins, or like, well, they're not virgin anymore now. They're fucking. That's why they're being killed. I remember now. Thank you, church.
I love the oxymoron there, though.
Yeah,
you fucking slutty virgins. I'm gonna use that.
Fucking slutty virgins. But yeah, I think that's the point I was trying to make, is that like you have something that's so over the top, and then anything that's over the top in this is so grounded in reality, because your neighbor's getting your mail. That same neighbor is now naked in front of you chanting Satanist, hymns. And it's like, that has to be real. That has happened somewhere. You know what I mean? Like,
definitely.
That has to have happened somewhere. Dracula is based on Vlad the Impaler. Like, these things happen from, like, they're rooted in some form of reality. And not only that, how you brought up life imitates art. Not only that, he would create a story about cultism, and then a cult would fucking murder his pregnant wife.
Yeah.
The irony.
My
just
God,
the fucking irony. The irony is just, it's unfucking believable, and that's what makes this a true horror film, is because it's just grounded in reality.
Yeah.
Reality of the human beings are believing the satanic book, and they're committing these rituals, which we all know are not doing anything. Mm-hmm. In real life, somebody's dying from that ritual.
Yeah.
And then you've got the fucking, you've got Matthew McConaughey, and you've got Woody Harrelson digging up your fucking body in Louisiana trying to figure out this ritual. You know what I mean? Sorry, I just jumped into True Detective.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm just saying in reality.
I need to see that. I've heard amazing things about True Detective.
Season 1, Season 3.
Season 1, Season 3?
That's pretty good, yeah.
Season 3 is okay. Skip 2.
Speaking on Vlad the Impaler, though, how he got his namesake, obviously, from impaling, but they created a way to where they were able to keep the human body alive through that for, like, hours. For, like,
seriously?
While being impaled.
For, like, a day or two. Yeah, where they were impaled through their own body. They would leave them...
just right.
Like, right,
oh
just right
at
like, the borders and stuff. Kind of as a show of, like, hey, don't fuck with us. And then the people would still be alive for, like, a day or two.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's a hefty quota to fill. Like, you've got to change those bodies, like, every 2 to 3 days.
Hey, somebody...
It's laughable. I mean, we're laughing at tragedy, but it happens.
It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it.
Yeah. I'm punching my ticket. Just crashes through his chest. All right, I've got my ticket. I've clocked in.
We have Vlad the Impaler, and then his lesser-known younger brother, Tim the Body Mover.
And their latter cousin, Torso on Drums. Oh, isn't he fantastic, folks?
Yeah, I bet you didn't realize that we
Your
have a celebrity
every
playing
time
drums for
John
us, did you?
Great.
I'm so impressed.
Wow, man. Okay, so now there wasn't a lot of gore in this. This isn't that type of horror film.
Yeah.
This is more of that, let's call it
You mean it wasn't
mental
lazy?
gore, where your head is filling with such imagery that is more provocative and disgusting than what you're actually seeing.
Yeah.
The dream sequences were fantastic. We can see how Ari Aster has an influence from Polanski all the way.
Ari Aster took a huge influence from Polanski.
Huge. This even reminded me, even though I haven't seen it, it reminded me of The Wicker Man, just because you got this cult.
Yeah.
You know, anything cult related is going to remind of certain films, but it's nice to see where it all started
Midsommar
from.
definitely took some influence from.
Oh
Wicker
yeah,
Man
definitely.
As well.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Definitely.
Almost the same movie.
The
Yeah,
sexual
pretty much.
ritual where they're all around them, and it's happening, and they're all like chanting and they're naked. That was very Midsummer and stuff. Or Midsummer was very.
That was very similar to
Rosemary. Yeah.
Yeah, there's that thing. Belief is scary.
Belief
when people
is.
believe in something nuts.
Oh yeah.
That's why religion is so dangerous.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like,
yeah. There's nothing. The supernatural is nothing more scary than the human mind.
Totally, because that shit's real.
Yeah.
Scientologists, like, it's scary shit. But yeah, that's why I like those ones. A lot.
Also, Supernatural was like a PG show, so it wasn't very scary.
Doesn't that have like 70 seasons or something like that?
Something like that.
I see people post stuff on Facebook all the time about that show, and I'm like, who the fuck watches this?
Harris watches Supernatural. He loves it.
He fucking loves it.
Who's Harris?
It's an Aziz Ansari stand-up reference. We're posers. John and I are posers.
We're
You're the only
posers.
funny one on the podcast.
Man,
you know that, right?
Aziz is... God.
Yeah.
He's got me slapping my knee, Aziz.
Dude, Aziz is funny to me.
He is funny.
I don't like him.
But what else can we talk about the film? I mean, it's hard to just really delve into stuff because it's just an exceptionally executed film. It's perfect for its time. It has a nice social commentary. Let's talk about the fucking husband who we hated from scene 1.
Yeah.
Come
he
on,
was just
guy.
a piece of shit for the entire movie.
And I called the ending. I was like, what? He probably wants to be successful, so he probably promised their baby.
Yeah, this is
and
a
then the
good call,
next scene,
man.
he was like, we should have a baby. And I knew it then. I was like, this motherfucker just turned his own wife into a fucking Satanist sacrifice. Are you? Oh my god.
Yeah, man. The
fucking actors.
I love the transition of that because to set the scene for the folks at home, they're the newlywed couple. They've both had kind of a shitty day, and they get invited by their neighbor over. So this husband, he doesn't want to go. He's had a long day.
Oh, how funny!
And he's like, I don't want to. And then they decide to go, and they're at the party, and you can tell the husband is eating cake really fast so he can fuck off, unless he just eats fast.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nah, he doesn't want to be there.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's after he has the conversation with the old man.
The cake was before.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Only after he has the conversation with the old man does he really be like, "Hey, these people are kind of cool."
Right? Yeah. But it's set up where the older woman and Rosemary are talking about something, and then you just see this shot of smoke, in the living room. It's like a wide shot. And you realize that they can't hear them talking.
Yeah.
They're completely silent. But they're both in there, the husband and the guy.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck? And then they walk in there, and you mentioned
listening
it.
Intently.
He's listening intently.
No, that's...
And
I thought I said that. I was
Oh,
like,
was it
he
you?
looks
Okay.
like he just told him he
yeah,
was going
you
to
said
promise
that.
him everything.
Yeah, like...
Incredible acting in that scene alone. That man genuinely looked like Satan just promised him the world.
Dude,
and he was,
yeah. Like,
oh
the
my...
husband, he looked like his life is... He just got told something that changed his life. Which is true, but no, and the fact they don't show that makes it really fucking creepy.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what they talked about. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Because he immediately changes after that. Anyway, yeah.
So let's talk about, so we have Rosemary. She's obviously the point of interest for the ritual to, be the vessel for Satan's child. But before that, she meets a young woman down in the basement laundromat in the apartment building. She meets this young woman who is actually housing with the older couple. This is before they meet the older couple. And she's got this nice necklace on, and it smells like, I don't know, Satan's penis or something. Foreskin. I can't remember. Foreskin stone? I don't know, whatever.
It was, it was some sort of herb.
Yeah, it was tennis root.
Yeah, tannis root.
Tannis root. I call it tennis root.
Tennis root.
She's wearing this necklace, and then the next time we see her, she apparently has committed suicide outside the apartment building by jumping off, and her face is all mangled. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a funnier scene in the movie.
Yeah, it was very lighthearted.
Yeah.
Very Disney.
Yeah, no tonal issues.
All the
It's
sound
just-
effects when she's
Yeah.
falling.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, slide whistle. Brain slide.
It's just an Acme box. She just fell into like a box of pillows.
It's a living.
It's a living. So we see that the necklace is covered in blood. The next time we see the necklace, the old woman is giving it to Rosemary. And this is our first hint, or one of our earliest clues, that the older couple and even the other tenants are not so right. And
Right.
When she hands her the necklace and she puts the necklace on, and the way like the older woman like rotates her hands or something.
Yeah.
It's almost the way a dealer does whenever they do the changing of a guard at a casino,
yeah,
and the
totally.
dealer shows that his hands, like the palms, everything, that he's not tricking you or anything. It's an old
Right.
routine and stuff. And this woman does it in such a way that's very ritualistic, very Midsummer.
Right.
And I was like, "Did y'all see the fucking hands?" Like, because like the second I could tell the old couple just did not care. When we first meet them, and the woman is dead on the street, and she's like,
Oh yeah.
"Oh yeah, it's such a tragedy. Now we'll have to,
That's
replace
true.
the room." And it's like
Yeah,
she
it's like-
doesn't even care that woman
Yeah,
just killed herself,
Yeah,
quote unquote.
Yeah, he's like, I told you she was having issues. Oh, you always tell him blah blah blah.
Yeah, they're going
Oh my
on like
God.
like
they're
I didn't even
arguing with
think of
each
that,
other
yeah.
instead
like
of
Harry and Maude,
yeah.
like they're just bickering, and it's like they don't. There's a dead human
Yeah.
being right beside them,
A dead
and
human
they don't
being
care.
that you were
Housing.
Housing. Yeah.
That's
like
so true. I
that you
never-
you
yeah.
obviously grow a connection to somebody that lives in your fucking house.
Yeah,
Especially an apartment like that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's really fucked up. There's a subtle thing with when she handed over the necklace.
Mm-hmm.
So when you give someone a gift, you're like, you do it like this. Hey, here you go.
Yeah.
Eye contact. She did it like this. She was like, so I have this thing for you.
Yeah, she makes no eye contact,
Yeah.
and it's a profile shot, so
Yeah.
we can clearly see that she is ignoring her.
Yeah.
She's just like, "Here's the necklace, put it on," and then only when she puts it on does she look. She turns her head and looks, and then she does the hand thing right above her purse. And I was like,
See, I didn't even see the hands.
yeah.
but
She
that's-
hands it to
that's
her,
creepy.
and she has her hands above her purse, and then when she starts to put it on, she left and right hands just start rotating in such a way that it looks like a dealer, and it's like
It's
it
fucking
could be
weird.
arthritic, she's knitting, she could be just stretching her wrists,
Yeah.
but it was everything is on purpose, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like
yeah.
Roman Polanski made a masterpiece.
Yeah, that's a
okay?
that's a tribute to the
So-
future great filmmaker Mr. Hands.
No, but I'm saying he's only filming things that are important. They're not going to
Yeah.
have a scene
Oh,
where
for
she's
sure,
in the
for
taxi
sure.
and she's ordering cupcakes
Yeah.
because she's pregnant and wants to eat cupcakes and drink pickle
Right.
juice.
Yeah.
Like that's not part of the scene.
Everything plays a role.
Everything has a
Yeah.
role. Everything has a role. From the moment we see the giant clothes armoire covering a door,
Oh, right. Yeah.
like that's the first sign of like distress. Mm-hmm. An elderly woman moved this entire.
Yeah.
armoire?
Like 89, I think they said she was before she died.
Well, you guys remember why she was out of the house? They say it's like one line.
Oh,
that she's in a coma.
Oh, that's right.
And they later in the movie, they established that these people are, putting people in comas. Somehow.
Yeah, because they do that to another doctor.
Yeah.
A family or one of Rosemary's friends. He's that male doctor or whatnot.
Oh, right. Yeah.
She goes to meet him at one point, and then he's gone. He doesn't show up, and then she calls his office. Come to find out, he's in a coma. She just saw him minutes ago or hours ago, and it's like he's already in a coma.
Yeah, and then when she calls...
Granted, that can happen in real life.
that can definitely happen in real life.
You can lose people at any moment.
But when she calls his house, and she's talking to the person, and she's like, "Oh, I just saw him yesterday at 10:30," and the person immediately comes back with,
"I saw him at 11." Yeah, with that such direct voice, like,
oh yeah, that
just
was
misdirection.
Yeah.
I talked to him at 11. Oh, okay. All right. I mean,
that's not the point. But hey,
he only promised to, I came to see somebody. Shouldn't you be talking more sympathetic? You know this person that just died at 11? Like, you know them. It's clear that whoever was on the phone was probably a tenant from the apartment that went over to the address. Yeah. So.
But yeah, and that lady, the old lady that is in the coma, she has the armoire in front of... So they established the entrance.
It's a closet door, yeah.
Yeah. And it's a secret entrance into the crazy people's apartment.
Yeah.
So you can see why she has that there.
Yeah.
Because there were clearly something was going on that they never explained.
That scares me. Like, imagine being an elderly woman and you're having to resort to pushing your furniture single-handedly when in this scene we just saw two grown men like grunt over moving it.
Right.
Like, imagine the desperation. Like, it makes me breathe shallowly because I'm just like, I'm panicking. Like, what do you fucking do? You're alone in your house. People are just coming in. They don't even care.
Yeah.
It's creepy.
Yeah.
It's fucking creepy.
They're so invasive too. Like, from the moment they start to buddy up, they just just knocking on the door, walking in with like an item to hand them for misdirection. Like, they are brilliant.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what's his name? The leader, the cult leader, I can't think of his name, but remember he says he's been all over the world. Like, there's no telling how many times they've done this.
Roman, actually, which was just funny, because it was funny to me.
Yeah, his name's Roman, yeah.
It's written and directed by Roman Polanski.
Right? Oh, that's brilliant.
Roman as the fucking...
That's cool, that's cool.
Is there a drink behind you? Oh, no. Can you hand me that? It's right there.
Yeah, of course, bud.
Yep. Had to interrupt the podcast for that.
Yeah, we are drinking Powerade here on set.
Today's episode is brought to you by Gatorade. But for some reason, Josh is drinking Powerade.
Yeah, you're going to piss off the fucking
Gatorade
sponsors.
hit squads are going to be waiting outside of your house tonight.
Oh no, Gatorade hit squads. What are they going to do?
They're highly trained.
Rest in peace, Josh.
Yeah, rest in peace, Josh.
Josh.
We're talking about, like, all ex-Navy SEALs, ex-Marines, like, blacklist, Black Ops.
Working for Gatorade.
Yes.
That is insane, John.
Yeah. You know how much money Gatorade has?
Probably a lot.
A lot. They hire only the best hit squads. I shouldn't even be talking about this right now. They're probably going to kill all of us now.
Yeah.
Sorry, James.
God damn it.
This conversation is absurd.
Anyways, Gatorade. It'll quench your thirst, yeah.
It said that's so weird.
Please do a lightning bolt, like, just as like, it's like shattering in front of... I'll get the image or something. I'll send it to you. That's funny.
I think
Gatorade.
But yeah, I think the most...
Fucking drink it.
Distinguishable and, like, elegant part of Rosemary's Baby is that it was fucking barren as fuck.
It is. It's a slow burn.
Very slow burn.
I'm just joking, but yeah, no, it's a slow movie, which
it's like what was it? It was like an hour, not an hour and a half. It was 2 hours.
No, it was like 2 and change. I want to say
2 and change.
It's a long movie.
Yeah. But it's like a slow burn is good when it's engaging characters.
Yeah, like
absolutely.
No, it was totally worth the payoff. Like
no, I think it was like 2 and change because I remember seeing on the VHS afterwards when it went to blue screen it said like 2:21.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
it's a long movie.
Yeah.
May, is that her name? May, the actress that plays Rosemary.
Mia Farrow.
Mia Farrow. She did a
no,
fantastic.
James.
She did a fantastic performance. The way she would act frantically and hysterically, all within reason.
Oh, yeah.
All within reason. Like, I use the word hysterically loosely because people use the word hysteria whenever somebody's acting a little bit over the top. It's like they're making a mountain out of a molehill. She is literally making it is a volcano, okay, and she is like just freaking out about the whole situation. And we've got them sedating her. They've got her being manipulated by killing her friends so that she has no one to contact. Like,
It's
just
fucking
seeing
crazy.
her mental descent, like at the point where she's on the bed.
Oh God.
And they're sedating her, and the entire apartment complex is holding her down, and just seeing the fear in her face. It just felt so real.
Just dripping in and out of consciousness.
Yeah,
and
like
you were pointing out where it's like they sedate her, she's like freaking out, like somebody help me, and then she just wakes up and
there's
like,
a grilled cheese.
Here's a grilled cheese sandwich for you.
Yeah. I can only imagine in reality what someone going through that would be like. Imagine screaming and then you're just waking up and there's a grilled cheese. Like, do you even remember screaming? Do you even remember being sedated? You're probably just like, what happened?
Yeah,
Did I
you're just
pass out?
completely
And
out
then
of
they're
it.
just gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
You know, seeing her was like it was really hard to watch. It felt like what is it? The Exorcist? Is that where the director berated? No, I'm thinking of The Shining, where they just berate her the entire movie so that she is just in a mental hysteria.
Just to get the best
just to get a good performance.
That's,
And like
that's Kubrick.
that's Kubrick,
fuck
but
yeah.
like we saw a bit of that. Like she looks just beat. She looks defeated.
During the Christmas time, she looks like a fucking zombie.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
The early stages of her pregnancy, she just looks like a skeleton walking around.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, she has like she degrades throughout the film, and they do it pretty brilliantly in visual ways. Like in the beginning of the film, she's wearing this bright yellow dress, and it matches the drapes right behind her in one shot, and the drapes have the sun shining through.
Yeah.
So like, she's happy.
Yeah.
So they're like visually. I know this might sound like la-di-da, but she's visually. Your brain is visually connecting her to sunshine.
Yeah.
You know, absolute happiness.
A positive mental state for our protagonist.
Right, yeah, it's just a subtle thing that clearly Roman can do, because there's multiple things like that in the movie. But yeah, as she goes, you start noticing she cuts her hair off, and then she starts wearing dark colored dresses.
Yeah, all red.
Sometimes a red one.
Yeah.
Like, to just, like, represent that she is changing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's going down the pooper.
I liked whenever she was at the very end when she grabs the biggest motherfucking knife ever. And
Yeah.
I was holding my breath so hard for her to kill somebody. And
Yeah,
we never get that
absolutely.
payoff. But that's how life is sometimes. You don't get the answer to the question you want.
Yeah, you just
You
don't
know.
get to see Mia Farrow stab someone with a big ass knife.
Dude, I wanted one straight to the fucking throat. Just one
Seriously,
kill. Just
yeah.
one kill. After everything we've seen in the film.
Yeah.
One kill.
I just
like
want
that.
one of them to die.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
They're
They
so
deserve
annoying.
it. Yeah.
They piss me off.
But whenever when she grabs the knife, this is after she's had the baby, and she's been told that it's dead, and so she starts realizing they're drugging her. So she makes it. She's basically flying the coop, and she's gonna go through the door and go do some mayhem. But I love that she's in this nightgown. And it's very angelic, the way she's like floating across the hardwood floor, like walking with the knife. It's like just to see
Yeah,
that sharp
absolutely.
blade of vengeance with this angelic creature now in like post rebirth. She's actually given birth, and now she went through an entire change of character, and she's a new character. It's almost like she's ethereal. She's like a fucking
okay. I
ghost,
didn't
like just
consider that,
flying
yeah.
through. I'm just like.
That's
Like how you were saying with like the sunshine, like it's just all psychological. It's like,
Right.
what can you pull from this? That's what art is. It's like interpretive, and that's how I'm just thinking about it. It's like it seems like a cool idea that would be the reason that she's in this gown and she's floating around. But then even Lucifer, an angel, fell from heaven, becomes the king of the underworld. You know what I mean? So to see her going with this nightgown, flowing through like an angel, angelic, with this knife, hell-bent on vengeance, then succumbs and wants to be the fucking mother of Satan's child.
Oh my god.
So like just to see like she's about to overcome it, she's flying high and just crashes down.
She transitions into their apartment.
Yeah.
And the first thing you see is like a fucking house
burning
on
building.
fire.
Yeah.
There's a painting.
Yeah. It's
Dude,
beautiful
it's
too.
Genius. Like there's so many visual cues like saying like this kind of represents hell because the whole apartment's like red.
Yeah.
It's just dude, like
and
come on.
dimly lit. It has
genius.
that whole cave-like feeling to it where the only light that exists is very faint. You know, there's a lamp on, there's a candle lit, it's very dark. We should also point out the fact that the first time we see a painting is this moment. Because we go into the house previously and she says to her husband, Dickface Asshole, the actor, sorry.
Right.
Dickface Asshole, she says to him, did you notice that all the paintings were gone except for one and it didn't even belong? And she's like just going on.
Oh, yeah.
She's talking about like, you know, like where paintings exist, how they have that imprint on the wall of dust. And
like why were those taken down?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then so this is when we see the first painting is a building on fire and it's like her descent into fucking hell. And like,
yeah, man.
And she doesn't even commit. Motherly love just like takes over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's just like
up.
she starts rocking the baby. And it's like it just shows you like the emotional and mental manipulation that women have taken over the last few decades. And so that's why I brought up the social commentary is that she barely has a voice. Her doctor, who's part of the cult, is like, don't read.
Yeah.
Don't learn
Everyone's
anything.
telling
Don't
her
listen
what
to
to
your
do.
friends.
Yeah.
Anybody tells you something, they're lying. It's like just this manipulation of female, like just woman is
And she's
it's
being
crazy.
used
And she's being used
for purpose.
Yeah, a male gain. It's
Right,
just there's
yeah, it's
a
fucked
whole
up.
bunch of imagery and symbolism and stuff, and it's obviously an incredible film. Anybody that hasn't seen it should see it, and I'm glad I watched it for the first time with you guys. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, the really quick, the first scene where she gets drugged, and then, dude, that's
So
when,
good.
It was after the meeting where the husband is changed.
The chocolate mousse. that she
Yeah.
eats.
And he knowingly feeds her the chocolate mousse, and it drugs her, and this scene. It's hard to describe, but it's like
It
you
really
think
is.
she's dreaming
Yeah.
at first, but it's
Yeah, because that's what Rachel was like, what the fuck is going on? And you and I were like, well, this is dream state.
Right.
And then quickly I was like, actually, this is what she's probably perceiving to be reality.
right.
When
And you were
she's-
calling all this.
She was like, they're like, she's walking upstairs and, you know, there's beautiful sky and stuff. And it's like, they're probably just marching her down the hallway to go to this dirty ass mattress where they're going to all just like chant, jerk off, and like have Satan rape her. And that's exactly what fucking happens.
right.
But seeing
that
how
is
beautiful it looks is
seriously the most like disturbing
It
scene
is.
I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Because oh my god, it's so fucked up. It's
Yeah.
like a ritualistic gang rape,
Yeah.
and it just really gets under my skin. And she's like, that's occurring, and like the Pope shows up,
Yeah.
but we know it's not the Pope.
Yeah.
But she's like
Perceiving
half
it to be the
asleep.
Pope.
Yeah.
And
Do you
so-
think this is Roman Polanski's, because he is Jewish, do you think this is his statement on Catholicism? Like being Catholic, you have the Pope coming in, and
I'm
it's
not
like,
sure. Yeah.
you know, I mean,
That'd be
they're all,
interesting, yeah.
even if you're worshiping God or Satan, they're the same fucking thing. You do realize that, right? I'm not talking to you guys in the studio.
Yeah.
I'm talking to the people listening. Like, it's the same thing. You've just chose a different trophy. You
Yeah, I mean,
chose a
you
different
mean
totem.
like as far as belief goes. they're
Exactly,
the
yeah,
same.
yeah.
The religions aren't the same, but it's basically
Right,
you're believing
right.
something. that is-
Exactly, yeah.
Totally.
It's like how you brought up earlier. Belief is dangerous, or is, you know, can be scary. Like people
Totally.
that believe in something can be scary, and that they're the same thing. You're both worshiping some idol. You're doing practices that are specific to that religion. Like, you're the same person. Sorry.
Absolutely, yeah. No,
Sorry.
I completely agree.
Like all the people that protested the satanic statue that got erected. Like, there's crosses everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
chill the fuck out.
The
Like,
whole reason
it's
why
all
they
the
put
same.
the satanic statue there was because they erected a 10 Commandments out front of the courthouse and separation of church and
Church
state.
and
They were
state.
trying to make a statement.
And
Oh,
it is a
word.
statement.
Yeah.
It is a statement. And they get all, like, pussyfooted about it. And I'm derailing us here a little bit. But it's like, it's the same fucking thing. And I think that's what Roman Polanski was saying, is like having the Pope show up in this dream, sedated state where she's being, assaulted.
Yeah.
It's almost the same kind of thing. It's like,
even
they're the same. Like,
even the character kind of says, he says something about religions, remember?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yeah, I've been all over, I've seen everything.
Yeah.
And, he basically says what you said. I don't know the exact words, but he says that all religions are on the same plane.
Yeah.
But yeah.
They're all the same. They're all the same. Does anybody have any one last thing? I have one last thing to say before we move on to the next movie. Anybody? Jan?
I'll go ahead.
All right. I'm happy they didn't show the baby.
Genius.
Yeah.
Because it would have been goofy.
Yeah. I would have been irritated. They do a actually they do
fade
they
thing.
do a fade. They do a fade, which is
Yeah.
the most probably the sharpest way to reveal your, let's call it, monster.
Yeah.
Very good. And it was over the face of Rosemary. So which is pretty cool.
God
So-
damn it.
Yeah.
That scene. Holy shit. Dude.
She just walks in and they're all just standing there around this black veil crib.
Like, the way that was directed is fucking scary because they're all so matter of fact. It's like a fucking church.
Hoorah!
Yeah.
We're just getting together for tea.
Hail Satan! That lady's face when she
Yeah.
said that. Like, oh my god, that's scary.
Yeah.
And then he's like taking pictures, like, hey, you want to get in the picture?
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't want to fucking. That's
No.
scary, Japanese man.
Which I think was interesting that even Satanists can be any nationality. I think that's nice.
That was a subtle thing. They
Yeah.
don't explain that.
Yeah.
He's clearly just interested in
Yeah.
that. And he shows up. But yeah,
And he just screams "Hail Satan!" Like at one point, it's a wide shot, and he's just like "Hail Satan!" Just
Oh,
screams
God,
it with the
yeah.
camera in his hand. It's almost Wes Anderson like.
And the also this is up for interpretation. I didn't think the baby was literally like Satan or the son of Satan.
Mm-hmm.
I think they did some sort of thing. Like Satan didn't rape her.
Yeah, they say it.
That's what they think, though, right? It's up for interpretation, in my opinion.
Fair
'Cause,
enough,
like,
yeah.
it could have just been any of them. Like, and what they do is they feed her all that garbage during her pregnancy that maybe makes the baby like hirsute or like hairy or something.
I see what
So
you're
it could
saying.
be like a science thing, but they think it's
it's a spiritual thing
Okay.
when actually it's a
yeah.
science thing. I see exactly
Who
where you're
knows,
going.
Yeah.
That's a good argument. I like that.
But yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, that's all I got about Rosemary's barbed wire.
Rosemary.
That's all I got.
God, the husband was so
Parsley,
nonchalant after she lost the baby,
Chives.
and he's just like going about his day.
Yeah.
Like she is in like,
Dude, yeah. It's so fucked up.
is it called post-mortem?
Yeah. I want to say post-mortem. Yeah.
Post-mortem depression.
Yeah, and so like
Yeah.
she just lost her child. They've told her, and it's like he's just like walking about his day. He's like coming in and out of the house,
Dude.
like oh, forgot my keys, like just oblivious.
Like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah,
You
he's-
clearly have never cared about her.
Anybody?
Like, you're a
Anybody.
prick.
Yeah. No, he was an absolute snake out for himself.
What did
Yeah.
he say to her at the Satan party? He was like, "Hey, we can just have another one."
Yeah.
Like, are you
Yeah.
fucking kidding me? And she spits in his face.
He says, look, if you think about it, it's like you lost the baby. He's saying the
It's
cult.
like you lost the baby, but the price that we gained, and that's when she spits in his face.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
my
that's right.
God, that's
the price
so
that
fucked
we
up.
gained.
Jesus Christ, what a prick.
What a horrible fucking dude.
Yeah, he's a bad character. I mean,
All
good
right.
character, but yeah.
Well, that was a great movie. I highly recommend it. I'm glad we watched it. We should get it the Criterion so we can watch the remastered widescreen.
Dude.
Because watching
Definitely,
it on VHS is very nostalgic and fun to hear the sound of the VCR and stuff, and just holding
Blu-ray
the
is
tape.
definitely better for sure.
Blu-ray is better quality.
Obviously.
That's how Roman would want us to see it, is
Right.
theater quality. All right, Torso, play us into the next movie.
Oh,
Shit, that's good.
He's so talented.
Oh wow, Jesus Christ,
he.
unfucking
Man,
believer.
how's that tip jar doing?
Pretty full, looks like.
Yeah, he's doing good.
comical sound effect of somebody spitting in a spittoon?
With your explanation.
Yeah. With my explanation. Yeah, they're spitting my explanation into a spittoon. It's like a verb. Anyways.
Yeah.
All right, so...
what was the other movie we watched?
John, take us off with a goofy movie. Give us the rundown.
All right.
A movie
So,
A movie goofy.
A goofy movie. It's got Goofy, of course. Pete, who is, we learned today, is Disney's longest running character.
The oldest running character.
Yeah.
Which
Pete
was
the cat.
still kind of like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
But
get into that.
Anyways, it's Goofy feels like he's losing connection with his son Max, so they go on a cross-country trip, and Max is not aware of this, and so he's kind of pissed off that he's like, you're just going to take me on a cross-country trip without telling me? Like, I'm kind of popular now. I did this dance thing, and everybody likes me in high school, and the girl that I like is like talking to me.
She wants to give me over the pants hand job.
Yeah, over the pants handy. Like, why are you taking me on this trip, Dad? I really don't want to go. Things are going good right now.
Yeah. I want to, get my rocks off.
But Goofy's afraid of losing, like, his son's getting older, and he's afraid of losing connection with his son. So his dad took him on across the
which meant
trip.
the world to him.
Meant the world to him. He loved it. It was a great time for him. So and so he goes to all the little nostalgia spots, like this little possum like animatronic thing, which is super run down, but at the time
you're getting a little detailed.
I'm getting too detailed. Let's keep going. Let's keep it moving. Sorry. Anyways, they're going on.
And then the movie ends, and then there's credits, and Roman Polanski was the art director.
Anyways, Max doesn't want to go. Goofy takes him. They end up going. Hijinks ensue. Dwayne the Rock Johnson and Sean William Scott are there.
And
then they end up performing the rundown.
Nice.
Live.
Live. I almost bought you the rundown today, Josh, when I was at Walgreens.
Oh.
It was like $3. That's too much.
So? What are you telling me for? So the main part of Goofy movie.
All right. I really liked this movie. I thought it was fun. Way better than We're Back.
Yeah, it's a lot
way better than We're Back.
You really like this movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Whatever. What did you think of it, Josh?
It's not Rosemary's Baby by any means, but it's still an entertaining, good movie.
Yeah, it's not as funny as Rosemary's Baby, but I see where you're going.
My opinion is right all the time. Only my interests are the interests everyone should have.
Fair enough.
I can respect that.
Fair enough. Josh is into bukkake films.
Oh, I too like art house.
I too like art house, yeah. So I really enjoyed this. I hadn't seen this since I was a kid, and you and Rachel remembered the movie beat for beat. I forgot that it was a fucking musical
when I was a kid. I forgot it was a musical. Fair
that kind of
I remember
killed me.
Pretty much every single scene.
Yeah.
The only one I could think of off the top of my head that I didn't remember from heart was when they're in the cave.
Yeah.
That's the only one.
In
Otherwise,
the cave?
when they're on the car in the water and they're floating through the cave and there's a musical part.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like, I didn't remember that scene, but every other scene I vividly remembered. Like, even to the point where they're on the interstate and he's like, left or right.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, I watched this movie a lot as a kid. I can already tell.
You can already tell.
I can already tell.
I lived it. I can tell.
No,
I was there.
I saw this when I was a youngin'. Also, this is some stuff.
He was a young goof.
Little goof.
They call him Lil Goof.
The opening nightmare scene genuinely scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. I distinctly remember being
his
horrified
teeth
by
growing,
that.
basically turning into his dad.
Yeah, exactly.
That's his fear, is that he's gonna turn out like a dork or
right,
whatnot.
Yeah. And looking back, it's like, wow, you were scared of that.
So
Jesus.
lame.
Yeah, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, your dick's gonna be like,
dude, he's
7 inches long.
He's a
what?
I'm letting him know that as he grows up to being goofy, he's gonna have a long dong.
Oh, big feet.
And he can just give it to Roxanne.
Yeah.
All night.
All night long.
They're gonna do it doggy style.
Yes.
Hey.
Well, they are dogs.
Yes.
That's the joke.
Yeah. Why don't you get on top? No, why don't you just get behind me like he always do? He just fucking goofs all in his pants.
Yeah. No, I was thinking how funny it would be if they had intercourse as well. Like, just completely ruin the movie with a fuck scene.
Oh my god.
A gooey movie. All right, let's talk about some actual stuff about the movie. The musicals were a bit nah. The only one I like is the one that everybody knows, and that's the iconic Mr. Hightower performance at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, right, yes.
Yeah, Tevin Campbell?
Who the fuck cares?
I don't, yeah, who cares? Sorry, Tevin, I know you're listening. Love you, boo-boo.
I just want to point out that I made a Mr. Hightower reference, and none of you laughed at my...
Yeah, I don't know what that means. Mr. Hightower?
Yeah, Steve Harvey, he was on... When he had his TV show, he was a teacher, and everybody called him Mr. Hightower. And the character...
Steve Harvey reference, huh?
Yeah. Mustache and all.
Fine.
Tim Hightower played for the New Orleans Saints for a few years.
Well, where I was going with that is that the rock star character's name is Powerline?
Powerline.
Yeah.
Powerline.
Powerline.
So that's why I was like, Mr. Hightower. Sorry, it's so stupid. Cut all this out, John. Fuck.
It's staying in. It's staying in. Powerline, that's a...
It's dangerous. Don't touch him.
It's a failed joke I was about to do. So, what is the main... so the main thing of the movie is Goofy. Goofy's son hates him. And, like, his son doesn't respect him.
He's going through dog puberty.
For a very good reason. Because Goofy
puberty.
is a complete fuck-up.
Yeah.
And he actually shouldn't be alive.
He's a schmuck.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't deserve to actually live and be a human.
We've established he is fucking rich as fuck. So
Yeah.
he's clearly doing something
Oh, we'll get to
right.
this, John. Let him get his dicks in.
It's hard.
Everybody's sleeping on Goofy.
You know when it comes to the goofy lore and courtroom drama, I have to get
The
my
Goofy lore.
That's what you laugh at, not the courtroom drama of Goofy. Your Honor. Okay, so you were saying.
Oh yeah, I was just saying that he's
He
a
hates his
complete
dad.
waste of space in life. Yeah, and basically, there shouldn't be a universe where Goofy is a thing. That's all I'm saying. So
Okay, fair enough.
So yeah, So where do they go? What is the first place they go? To the possum thing?
Yeah, the possum part.
Yeah. You guys
First
talk
they
about
go
it.
to the car. And then they start it out. And then there's an interstate car.
Oh yeah,
There's an
stupid
interstate
song.
musical where a dead
Christ.
body is dancing on the hood. What else? There's a dead body dancing on the hood.
There's a morgue or a hearse drives by them during the musical, and then the dead body gets out of
Steve Hersey.
Yeah, Steve Hersey.
That's macabre.
The dead body, it's very macabre.
I don't like that.
You don't want some macabre for your children's movie, just like when you had the little baby about to stick the fork in the outlet.
Didn't Disney start in macabre though? Like their old black and white stuff with like the spooky dancer. Remember the ghost that dances?
Skeletons.
Is that Disney?
That's Betty Boop. I don't know if that's.
Oh,
if she's
okay, that
owned
is
by
Betty
Disney.
Boop. That is Betty Boop. But it has to draw its imagery from somewhere, especially with the character design of Pete, which we'll get into later. But
yeah, those Disney movies had some dark stuff.
Oh, yeah, there
in
was
them,
some
which
really
is pretty
dark
cool.
stuff in certain.
Yeah, they
in
had
some
balls.
Movies. Yeah, they definitely had.
lot of adult jokes, which is classic to Disney, like where it's like he's like, Dad, I don't know if I can do this. And then, like, we see the two, like, sexy fucking dogs walk by. They look like Jennifer Lopez if she were, like, I don't know, a Dachshund or some shit.
Yeah.
And then it's like, he's like, now I remember I'm straight, or whatever the fucking line is. And so that's,
He's
or at least
definitely
that's what I
straight.
said.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, I'm straight, I forgot.
Speaking of lines that work when talking about the Goofy movie, but don't work when talking to your friends in real life. And two sexy dogs just walk by.
Only with this can you say that sentence.
But there were just some adult themed things, like when they go to the Neptune Motel, the middle of Arizona. Beautiful imagery. Shout out to all the artists that did the paintings. Like,
A lot
it's
of work
beautiful.
in there, yeah.
lot of beautiful light design too for that scene, because they're using teal and turquoise and stuff to light the whole room and shit, because it's aquariums. But there's a point where they're messing with the light switch, and the light switch is Ariel, but I'm almost positive her shell bra lights up, like whenever they flip the switch. So like,
it's
like her tits are lighting up,
and
he's like
something like classy.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm gonna jerk off to that later.
There's some adult stuff in this movie,
and that's. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, it's cool. I was just saying, there's a lot of adult stuff, like you said.
Yeah.
All those examples, and there's also that one scene where Goofy rails that hooker in a dumpster.
No, actually, he busts in on one of the dancers at the concert, that big woman that looks like an opera singer, and she's like in a corset and stuff, and he's like got his hands in his mouth, and he's twirling his ears and stuff, and he's all giddy.
Yeah, he's got a
so there's a lot of stuff, and we see a lot of hips. We see a lot of what's her name, Roxanne. We see her the first time we see her, and I shout out, "Why do I want to fuck this dog?" Because it's just like the
very
way they draw. The way Disney draws its animation to such a subconscious level that makes us primally want to fuck one another. Like, because
really
that's
weird.
what the adult jokes are about in Disney movies. All right, so we've got the whole like Goofy's busted in on the woman that's half naked. All right. So you know what that is doing? That's telling the parents that took the kids to go see Goofy movie, hey, you should probably fuck later. Because if you have more kids, we'll sell more merchandise.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That is the goal.
That is so cynical.
That's why every children's movie has adult themes. Because the adults need to be able to laugh too. And you need to be able to make the kids laugh with funny colors. And so you get the parents to subconsciously think about fucking one another. They go home, bang it out. 9 months later, Rosemary's Baby happens, and you sell them Mickey Mouse ears. Like that's what fucking happens.
And also the kids are subconsciously learning
because we were talking about that from the get-go. I was like, it's amazing how the movie has just started. We're in the first 30 minutes, and already his dad and Roxanne has emotionally manipulated Max into doing both what they want.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't want to go on this trip with me? I'll go alone. Yeah. No, Dad, I'll go. But we got to make a stop. Sees Roxanne. He's like, look, I can't take you to the party where I want to finger you, and I don't want you to go and get fingered by some other guy, so I'm telling you I'm going to go on this vacation. She's like, well, you can't take me to the party? And he's like, well, no, I'll figure something out. Like, he's desperately clinging onto everything. Yeah. And it's like, from the moment you can process images and sound as a child, you're being taught to be a slave to somebody else.
Essentially.
Yeah. Essentially. I mean, a slave to corporation, a slave to our brand.
Level, but yeah, absolutely.
I mean, he answers a phone that's Mickey Mouse. Yeah. Meanwhile, Mickey Mouse exists in this world. We see him, and he's like, whoa, boy. He's just like on the side of the interstate for some fucking reason.
Yeah. Cameo.
He's picking up Donald Duck. He's on hard days. He's just jerking off dicks on the interstate. It's been so hard ever since she left.
Donald, you're better than this.
Don't you mention his name.
Selling his body for sex.
So from the get-go, we're already as adults, we have that keen eye and that sharp mind to read into film to what it's telling us. We do that with Rosemary's Baby. We do that with fucking President's Daughter. You know what I mean? Like, we've done that with
the President's dog.
So it's interesting to see a children's film like this, and We're Back, I don't feel like had as much. We didn't touch on this, but Disney is notorious for this. Rachel and I own a copy of the banned Little Mermaid Disney cover. And it's the one that has a penis drawn in the castle.
Yeah, you don't know.
Oh, that. Yeah. Right, yes. Banned.
Yeah, so, it's worth money on the internet for people that want dick castles. And
but it's priceless.
But it's priceless. Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
That's one that you want to keep in the collection.
But
fucking awesome.
Since the get-go, even the animators drew lewd images. Like, this is a well-known thing. There's even the urban legend that Disney has a porn industry underneath Disneyland, where they film, fucking porn and shit.
Underneath Disneyland? I love how...
Look it up.
I just love... No, I
Look it up.
I just love how conspiracies get...
Conspiracy theories on Disney.
I just love how conspiracies get in general, though, because it's like... it's already kind of Okay, it's weird, but I can understand if you're trying to get to a conspiracy theory to be like, yeah, they're underground porn industry. But the fact that it's beneath Disneyland, not just in some warehouse in fucking Omaha, Nebraska.
Look how large the facility is. Imagine how many hookers you could have sedated, housed underneath there and stuff.
Imagine how much land you could get in Omaha, Nebraska.
That's very true.
Yeah, you could get...
Who's filming porns in Omaha, Nebraska, John?
Disney is!
They're gonna fucking kill us.
Nebraska.
They actually have hitmen.
Yeah, they do really have hitmen. We should probably stop. Hey, Walt, I know you're still alive. Love you, babe. We're just making jokes. Please don't kill me. He is alive.
Oh.
Speaking of Disney and the conspiracy, you guys should see the movie Escape
from New York. I love
it. No. Hold on. I think it's Escape from Tomorrowland.
Escape from Tomorrow, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Escape from Tomorrow, and it's the all black and white shot on the grounds of Disneyland.
It's an interesting concept.
They had to sneak their cameras in.
Huh.
And had to pretend like they're doing like family video, because that's the only way you can get away with it. And they shot an entire film on Disneyland property.
Wow.
And it's very anti-Disney.
It's incredibly surreal,
pretty
too.
Interesting idea. I've never seen it.
So they're all dead now.
Yeah, no, for real. They probably fucking are. I did so much research after the movie because it was so profound to me. Like, it goes Dolly at one point. Like, just surreal melting.
Oh.
And it's all in black and white. Deeply saturated, really rich blacks. I mean, it is.
Cool.
It's almost like the upside-down version of Disneyland. It's incredible. Yeah. It's really cool and interesting. I think it's at least a one-time view.
Cool. I'll check that out.
Yeah, definitely.
Back to weird. A Goofy movie. I really liked. There was at one point where we spoke out loudly about the lighting, and that's when Goofy gets into his car, disappointed after him and Max have a fight, and like all we see is the dashboard, where Max has stowed the map that he changed the course so they could go to the concert. Spoilers. And we just see the dashboard. We see the glove box, and all we see is the cabin light come on, and the door opens, and then we see we see the light turn off on the glove box, and then we see Goofy, and it's just that golden brown, that wheat color on the dashboard to then deep purple and midnight blue and stuff. Like,
the colors
just the lighting was phenomenal.
Lighting and coloration in this movie were fantastic.
We talk about lighting in like live action film, and that is a craft. But to be able to do that in animation, there's another film that once made me just stop in awe, and that is Iron Giant. When Hogarth goes into the woods with his flashlight taped to his BB gun, and he's just scanning the flashlight through the trees. The lighting is beautiful, and all I can think is the animators drew this. They painted it frame by frame.
It's before computers.
It's so beautiful, and so a Goofy movie really fucking nailed it when it comes to animated cinematography. Like, the lighting was awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sunsets were beautiful when they're going down, let's just call it the Rio fucking Grande or something. The lighting was beautiful through the entire sunset.
Another scene we commented on during the movie was also at the hotel still.
Yeah.
Where Pete is telling him about that his son changed the map.
Oh.
And it's the low
Dutch
angle
angle
shot. Yeah.
And Pete's in the jacuzzi.
Showing off the intimidation and power.
Yeah. Listen to me, you boy.
Even though he's from the lower angle, it's brilliant.
Yeah. So typically in an angle,
stuff like that,
whoever is in, if a camera angle, folks, if the camera angle is tilted, the person at the taller point of the frame is usually the overpowering, the menace, the let's call it the alpha of the shot. And then whoever's in the lower part of the frame is, the submissive. They bow to whatever that the other character is saying. Here it's reversed, where, like John said, Pete is in the jacuzzi, lower frame, but he's pointing up at Goofy in such a menacing way. Almost like, let's just say, Satan from Rosemary's Baby. He's just pointing at him, and he's lower lit from the jacuzzi, and it's just casting on his face, and Goofy's just in the darkness, looking all sappy and just beat. And it's it's so crazy how that shot is supposed to make you think one thing, but the way they animate it makes you think another. It was just really good.
Yeah,
it was
it wasn't even a particularly menacing scene.
Yeah, it was just how it was handled.
Yeah, this clever use of like the film language, or whatever, whatever you want to call it.
No, it's good vernacular. I like that. Vocabulary. Listen to me going off with words.
guys. SAT.
SAT.
You spelled ACT wrong, dumbass.
Fuck.
SAT.
Yeah, get a GED.
Yeah, you take it.
I mean, yeah. I had to. I had no choice.
You get points for writing your name.
I think I answered all the the ones where you have to write out your answer. I just put the word "come" on all of them.
Come.
That's funny because I just cummed on all of them. It was a lot of whack in that day.
You just blew it all over the
and
first
this is
page.
a number 2 pencil. The teacher's holding it by a corner, and the other corner at the bottom is dripping semen. And this is a number 2 pencil. She's just flapping it around. Sorry, I sneezed. No, I thought a Goofy movie was great. It was very enjoyable. It was a great way to end the night. A little lighthearted material.
Yeah.
Even though we dug into it about sexual, we just went so deep into how Disney is.
We went off the rails.
They're a genius when it comes to manipulating the public. They own almost over half the fucking world.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. They are the new Monopoly. They're the new Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I never realized any of this shit. This is the first Disney movie I've seen since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like that for like all of them.
Yeah.
Dude, watch Lion King. When Nala and Simba are playing and they're teenagers and he tussles on top of her and then she tussles on him and then they lay beside one another. She gives me fuck me eyes like nobody else. On purpose. This is a running meme, too. Like, people know of this shit. That they want you to fuck their characters. They want you to fuck each other so you can have brats to buy more shit to buy so they can fuck.
Have you seen the spelt out
sex? Yes.
Yeah, that one's funny.
Have you seen Rescuers Down Under? Where there's it's a live action frame of a woman taking her top off in a hotel. Okay, so the rescuers...
Is it the planes flying by?
No, they're going down the hill. It's the 2 mice, and they're in the sardine can, and they're, like, sliding down a hill. And it's, like, all these houses, like, all the other animals living inside of apartments and stuff. If you stop the frame just right, you can see a woman taking her shirt off, and her tits are out in one of the windows. It is a real photo.
Wow.
It's a photo. It's not animated. It's not a drawing. It's a frame of a naked woman. This is a thing.
What?
Disney is going to kill me tonight. I'm kidding. Shout out to our sponsor, Disney.
Yeah.
And Disney Plus coming in. Fuck you. You're going to get it.
Thanks for the tits, Disney.
Thanks for the tits, Disney.
Tits,
so, yeah, they've been doing this shit. You can look it up. As we're talking.
I gotta see this.
Thanks for the memories.
Type in Rescuers Down Under tits. You're probably going to get some weird shit, but
I'll just close out my hentai really quick.
Close your bukkake, hentai. Empty your
under.
Cache. What are you, amateur?
I'm sorry.
Empty
Do you
your cache.
not want bukkake hentai recommendations?
yeah. That's what I want to show up on my Google I'm feeling lucky search.
Rescuers Down Under boobs. That's all I typed.
Now type image. Now click the images there. Everybody listening, do the same.
Oh my god.
This is before Photoshop. This is...
Wow.
For the folks at home, there's tits in this movie.
I'm not putting that up on the podcast, but
It's a
because I don't want it to get taken down by YouTube.
Yeah,
but
because
it does exist.
Yeah, just Google it.
Yeah, and then Google blue waffle. All right, so
don't do that.
I don't even want to know what that is.
Well, then don't Google it. Google blue waffle. So I don't have any last minute things about a Goofy movie. I mean, I really enjoyed it. It wasn't a cinematic masterpiece like, Rosemary's Baby. It's not going to be added to the Criterion. It is an important, let's say, story to pass on to your kids.
Really good animation?
Yeah, really good animation.
Yeah.
This is like
there was a moment where Josh just laughed. Nobody else was laughing, and it's when the Bigfoot just is like, and you just started laughing, and then you were so disappointed in yourself, you just started shaking your head from laughing at something so dumb.
Yeah.
And then having turned, and we're all just looking at you.
Like,
You're just
you're
like
a fucking shithead.
This is good stuff. I like how we all sigh together.
Yeah.
Like doors opening on fucking Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy ship.
Yeah, like I like to think that this is almost the pinnacle of animation time, because it was
2D
before,
animation.
It was before computers. The pinnacle of 2D. It was before computers, but we had our hand-drawn technology was so good,
advanced,
and so advanced that we were able to get these like well lit and.
We no longer get
amazing.
the pencil
Yeah.
shakes. Like, that's something when you do 2D animation, you see the pencil lines of a character. They're kind of like moving in such a way as they walk, the lines change.
It depends on how detailed the animator was. Because you look at Looney Tunes, you don't see any shake.
Right. Sorry, I literally paused to see Looney Tunes in my head. I was like, Cartoon Network, middle of the night. Like, I'm in middle school. I'm trying to remember.
I am 10. I am watching Cartoon Network. It's 12 in the morning.
But you know what I mean? Like, let's say Snow White. Snow White has that very where she's dancing.
Definitely,
the lines
She was rotoscoped. Yeah.
They vibrate in such a way that it's like it's
I see what
it's
you
just
mean.
the pencil.
Right, yeah.
The pencil is thicker at one stroke and thinner at another, and then you go to trace over that same line, but now your pencil's thinner, and then it gets thicker, and so like the lines kind of vibrate around the characters.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like Goofy movie. This does not happen.
Yeah.
It's almost like absolutely fucking perfect. Each stroke is not a hair off. Yeah, I mean, you're right. It is the pinnacle of 2D animation, and then it would later
just
die
went
out.
Downhill because it just got so
Toy Story
easy
came
and
out
cheesy and lazy to just be like, we'll just either skeleton it or 3D animate it.
Well, here's the thing: is like when Toy Story came out, it's like the cheaper way would have been to do 2D animation.
For sure.
But now with the advancements of technology, it's like, it's just cheaper to fucking animate it with the computer.
Flipped, yeah.
We can have a fucking Asian kid over in a fucking corner do that in a day.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not singling out Asians. That's just...
Sounded like you were.
Oh my God, they're gonna hate me. There goes the California demographic.
UCLA.
But you're right. It was 2D animation should still be around, and it's a shame that it's not. And any time that I get a chance to see something 2D animated, I jump on it because it's awesome. It's an art form, just like stop motion.
Oh,
it's
God,
an art
yes.
form. Box Trolls.
Oh
is
my God!
fucking amazing.
Have y'all seen Junkhead?
Junkhead? No.
Oh my God! I gotta send y'all Junkhead. It's all done by one dude. It's all stop motion animation. It's fucking amazing. It's like
cool.
a 30-minute thing.
Wow, 30 minutes, one dude.
That's a lot of work.
He built all the sets. It's like
Holy
It
fuck.
looks amazing.
Cool.
It looks amazing.
He better be making the next film I see.
Dude, it's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, send that to us.
Now, they still do, they still draw, but they draw it on a computer with like a tablet.
Yeah.
So.
And then they 3D model it, and then they 3D light it, and it's like, I don't know. Because, like...
I know what you mean.
Working at an animation studio, I watch so many artists have these awesome just character designs. Like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Concept art?
Concept art, thank you. They'll have, like, character concept art where they're, like, 3/4 turn, they're at, like, front view profile, then they've got the head close-ups, and then hand movements. Just to see all that drawn is amazing.
Oh, my God.
Those people at Moonbot Studios were so talented. Are talented, but they were talented when I worked with them. Like, I got to see their work. Yeah. So, like, then you get to see it come to life in a 3D animation. And so then it gets cleaned up. Those imperfections of, like, the hand stroke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just little things that an artist will do with their hand in order to create the character then gets smoothed out. And it has this facade then plastered over it with 3D animation. Not saying that 3D animated artists aren't talented. I watched, again, many talented artists at Moonbot Studios.
Yeah,
and,
you can easily tell the difference between a talented and not talented 3D artist.
Yeah.
And then you can tell the difference between a talented 3D artist but who's not a very good animator.
Yeah.
Between those two, like, it's real easy to fucking tell. You have to be on point with it. It's just
absolutely.
It's just less time consuming now than 2D drawn animation.
It's a shame.
And a lot of times it comes down to just like, oh, we don't need the animation to look top notch, so we're just gonna skeleton rig it and like let it do its own thing.
Absolutely. And you can contract an animation company for like no money.
Yeah.
And they
overwork them. Overwork them.
Oh, yeah.
And it's always like,
well, because the industry now is like you pay with like creditation. It's like, sorry.
Oh no,
I mean that like by saying like credit. They're like, we'll pay you a certain amount of money, and then we're just gonna work you to fucking death. And it's like you have to. It's like the money. The money doesn't matter to you. It's like your career matters. So you have to put in those hours if you want the next gig.
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise, if you stand up, they'll be like, oh, you don't want to be in this business? Like, that's how the film industry is. It's like, pay you little, overwork you, and if you complain, we'll just blacklist you.
Yeah, James was telling me this story about this animation company. Yeah, Jim Jam. I can't remember what the movie was, but they were basically saying that
that's what I was thinking.
They outsourced an animation company, but they chose, like, they went through 3. Like, the first one, they're like, okay, we want it done for this much money. The animation company was like,
exactly what you're
we can
telling
do
me.
it for this much money, and then the studio's like, no, we want to go a little cheaper. And they did it 1, 2, 3, and got to the third one, and it's like, fuck. Like, they probably, like, brought their price way down just so they can get a gig.
Yeah.
A big gig. 'Cause it was a big movie. I can't remember what it was. But that shit happens all the time, I bet.
A perfect example of this was Sausage Party. Even though I loved that film, later hearing
that's the one.
Hearing that the animation artists were overworked, underpaid, and then all the voice actors were paid millions of dollars. Yeah, it's like, what the fuck?
It's bullshit. Yeah, all above the line.
Like, I love Seth Rogen. I love Andy Samberg.
No, for
all
sure,
of those actors. They're very funny. Obviously, like that's why I'm watching the movie.
You're screwing over the guys that are making the guys, gals, and whatever they identify as that are making these phenomenal films.
It's like Michelangelo carves the David, and then some schmuck stands behind it and goes, "I'm David. I really like me," and everybody's like, "Oh my god, I really like that guy that does the voice for David." Meanwhile, Michelangelo has just fucking made this out of stone.
Yeah,
right.
Are you kidding me?
Like, you need
kidding me,
dude? As movies go on, there's going to be, whole movies are going to be animated.
Yeah.
Eventually, I bet you anything.
It's funny, we talked last week about Final Fantasy, how that would change the industry, and it would, just a decade late.
Yeah, absolutely. A little too early.
And what's going to happen is, if this shit continues, I can guarantee we'll see strikes from animation studios.
Yeah.
One of my favorite bits that's ever done in relation to that is from Clerks, the animated series, which they have.
That's a thing?
Yeah.
Dude, it's amazing. There's like 6 episodes, and it's some of the funniest shit I've ever seen. Nice. The writing is so top notch. I need y'all to see this fucking shit, dude.
Clerks.
I almost bought it again. I used to have it on DVD. I almost bought it again the other night just so I could like loan it out. I'm probably gonna do it just because I need y'all to fucking see this shit.
But I hate Clerks.
But it's nothing like Clerks, the movie.
Do you hate Clerks too? Because I think that's better.
I haven't seen the second one.
Clerks 2 is better.
But it's so funny because it's like there's a scene where everybody is having a dream sequence. And it's all different outcomes of this court case, and they all play a role into each person's dream itself. And so at the final sequence, when they're all like, "Okay, we're not dreaming," and it's like, "I've come to a decision, and my decision is, we're sorry. All of our footage the remainder of the footage was lost on our way to the Korean animation studio. So it's been finished up with voices and animation done by our Korean animation studio. Thank you." And then the whole rest of the movie is like, the whole rest of the show is just like, "Oh my god, who is driving? Oh my god, Bear is driving. How can that be?" And like there's like a transformer, but people get in the car that transforms into a car, and then when the transformer car gets out, it turns back into a robot, and the people get crushed inside it.
Nice.
And like Clerks and like Tom Cruise show up and save the fucking animation studio.
That's
like,
great.
we are slaves. We are everybody work. We don't know. Like,
that's meta. I like
it's
that.
It's so great, dude. Like the whole the series itself is meta. Like it's cool. There's so many moments like that. Like they do a parody of the Batman and Robin thing with the climbing up the side. How they would film that on flat ground by standing. So they have that where they're doing that, and then a potted plant falls, and the camera's perspective changes
After it falls.
Yeah, after it falls, and they're like, "Why are we walking like this?"
Yeah.
Like,
Nice.
that series
Visual
is so
yucks.
goddamn funny.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah.
I'll give it a chance.
Why did you bring that up though? Weren't you saying it's like Clerks?
Oh,
the
because
animated
that was the
series?
best thing I remember. That was the best gag on how overworked animators are.
Oh,
Oh,
right. Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. And then another little anecdote that's fun, but much more positive on not the animators being overworked. But Keanu Reeves donated a lot of his paycheck from The Matrix to the animations.
Yeah, that's
department.
true. But
Really?
yeah, he's
Yeah.
just
Wow.
a fucking
Yeah.
awesome guy. Speaking of, they got Matrix 4 coming out, so let's go see
Why?
that.
Because
Why?
money.
I hope the twins are back.
Nostalgia. Oh God.
Shoots himself in the studio.
Yeah, that's what we
It's a
need. That's what we
bedroom.
need. The albino dreadlock twins.
How
Yeah.
can they make a fourth Matrix?
Without the albino dreadlock twins, I know.
Well, you know it's going to be a female, right? It's going to be a
all tied up in my fucking headphones.
It's going to be a passing of the torch film.
you even do this?
But the third one, as shitty as it is fucking final. It's Dunsky.
Dude,
They destroy the Matrix.
Well,
so
if
it's
you-
got to be a prequel.
if you remember correctly, the architect says there's always been a one and there always will be one. Just like there will always be... John, what the fuck are you You're moving the whole bed.
Sorry, I'm trying to. I'm trying to get the headphones because Dove got all tied up in my
the
headphones.
dog
Oh,
got
okay.
tangled in the headphones.
Is she alive? Yeah,
She's
she's
fine.
moving. She like suffocated herself.
But the architect.
She's like, Rosemary's Baby was so dramatic. What'd you say?
The architect said what?
Oh, the architect says, you're not the first Neo. There was one before you, and there will be one after you. Like
which ruins the entire.
The
like,
program is always meant
I kind of
to
just
seek
watched
out
the
the
first
anomaly
one and, then
and
blocked
take
the
it
rest
out.
The
Huh?
what-
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
What? I was only talking. You pecker.
Yeah, my bad. I'm
No,
sorry.
you're good. You're good. I was just saying.
just making a joke.
He says.
So it's gonna be a whole nother universe.
Well, that's why I said if they do a fourth one, it's going to be Keanu's obviously in it, but it's going to be a passing of the torch. So like he'll probably be a Morpheus-like character to some prodigy.
To
But-
new Neo, which would technically be Neo.
Oh yes.
I'm gonna say it's a female.
I have a.
Of course.
You guys,
It'll
I have
be a female.
I have a
Of course.
quick question.
Uh-huh.
Do you guys mind if I let out a brief exclamation regarding this topic?
Just don't scream too loud.
I'm not gonna scream.
Okay.
I have your permission to do so?
Yeah. Hold on.
Permission granted, soldier.
Okay, great. Boo. Fourth Matrix?
Fourth Matrix.
Oh,
That's 3 Matrixes too many.
absolutely.
Do you think the X at the end of Matrix will be somehow like a 4, but will come off like a swastika? So like the entire world will become enraged, and then Keanu Reeves will have to go on to Ellen, and then like everybody will love it anyways.
I have no idea.
I literally
what
just
you're
gave you.
talking about.
Watch James predict the future.
Of course, you don't know what I'm talking
wait, no,
about.
it's
I'm making it up.
The X is a 4.
Right. Like somehow,
Fucking, ugh.
somehow they've, or maybe the A is a 4.
Yeah.
But I was,
yeah.
I was saying that the X would be a 4, but would come off like a swastika, and so the entire world would be fucking angry.
Yeah, they trigger the entire planet
And so then he would have to inadvertently go on Ellen.
and apologize.
Yeah. Well, not apologize. He would just be like, I need a gun. And then she'll
Keanu's pretty good.
Thanks. Lots of guns. I was in Lake House. So sorry.
I forgot that was a movie.
God, it was on the other day. I saw it somewhere and I was like, why is this on?
Was that the one where it was a horror, or was that the one where they both lived in the same house but
Both.
like 4 years apart?
Yeah, and
they're
so they
sending
were sending
letters
letters.
Oh my god, that
Dude.
was such a stupid premise.
Yeah, through Santa's
retarded.
mailbox.
Dear main love interest. I can't do it as good as you.
Sandra Butt? That's not good at all. We need guns. you have to do the
face,
face.
yeah,
You have
face.
to do the face to get the voice. For those of you looking, not
channel.
for those of you looking.
Stop
For those of
looking
you
through James's
listening,
window.
yeah. For those of you listening, look. I'm making a face. Lots of guns.
Yeah,
So
Matrix
John
4,
Wick
get
3
ready
is
for-
amazing.
Oh, fucking
Yeah.
A. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
Son of a bitch.
Man, I wanted to talk about my
that.
favorite fight scene, which is the first one.
Yeah, dude.
I'm just gonna go on a wickathon because I do need to see 2 and 3. I've only seen the first one.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go on a wickathon in the next few nights here.
Oh, dude.
So we can talk about
they're
it
great,
next
man.
week.
They have some problems, but
I mean,
it's
I'm not going into it expecting a fucking masterpiece. I'm going into it expecting Bourne. I love Bourne. I just want to see Bourne.
Can we just address an actor who has been successfully creating action films for the last 30 goddamn years, and that is Keanu fucking Reeves.
He's just been killing it, man.
Yeah.
Jean-Claude Van Damme doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Keanu's had a low.
Keanu's great.
He had a slump.
He had
for
a
little
bout,
while.
yeah.
A little bit, but even then,
But
he wasn't
becoming
exactly
the internet, but the prince of internet.
Yeah, he's pretty much
like,
become.
I mean, he's internet royalty now. Like
For real,
we love him.
Yeah.
and it's only just
People
caused his career to
went
come back.
Nuts when he showed up in the Cyberpunk trailer.
Fucking, I went nuts.
Me too, honestly.
Nice.
It was. Did you see it?
Mm-mm.
It went like this.
We're
gonna need guns.
No, he actually says we've got a city to burn, but I can't do Keanu as good as James.
Yeah, I can only do some lines, but I have to work on it.
I have to get going.
Yeah.
It's
No,
a little
we're wrapping
late,
it up.
We are running a little late, but
the
it's
first
been a great show and a great
action
day.
scene in John Wick 3 is probably my favorite action sequence I've ever seen.
Yeah, man, it's.
I had those chills.
I don't want to talk it up because John might see it and then be like, "Yeah, it's alright."
I don't want to blow it out of proportion.
But it was fucking awesome.
No, I had those chills where like, oh my god, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like those bro chills from a 14-year-old.
Oh, dude, yeah.
The 14-year-old in us.
Oh, I'm watching Mortal Kombat
this
like
is
on
so
my
cool.
couch as a kid.
Nice.
Like,
exactly.
You know what I mean? Like you're just like, oh fuck yeah.
Absolutely.
It's that just inherent desire for violence.
yeah, that gladiator side.
Yeah, it absolutely is. I mean, actors are like gladiators now. Like they play in arenas, also known as theaters, and then we hold them, high. But nonetheless, yeah, Keanu Reeves. So yeah, Matrix 4.
Keanu Reeves would be a great scarecrow in a Wizard of Oz remake.
I would like that.
If I only
Lars
had
von
a brain.
Trier.
You see, words are like bullets.
Words are like bullets. Yeah, that's so good.
You see, words are like bullets. I let them pass right through me.
The logic of that. God, South Park is a genius.
Well, what's sad is now that children are killing one another with guns in schools.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So like that show, South Park was is always going to be ahead of its fucking time.
Ahead of its time, yeah.
And on that note, it's been great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Actually, South Park started tonight, I believe.
Yeah.
I think. Maybe it's next week. Yeah, no, it's an old season, you dumbass. Comedy Central's
They're
like,
starting reruns.
play the old ones.
Yeah,
Put Jennifer Aniston. I won't know.
Let's get Sexual Harassment Panda on there.
What are the classics? Anywho.
Get Isaac Hayes. Oh, he didn't answer.
Oh, okay.
Isaac
too
Hayes.
busy on OT9.
Yeah. Well, this has been great as always, guys. In the studio, it's a treat hanging with y'all, talking about movies.
Like and
This
subscribe.
is awesome. Like and sub. Become a sub to
Or
our
don't.
dom.
Or don't.
Let us just dom you.
Or don't. Fuck you.
I'm gonna fuck you.
Or don't. Fuck you.
Oh, okay.
We got some.
You said it twice, and
serious
that's my
tension going
vice.
on
I
right
can't. You said it twice, and that's my vice. All right, guys. Till next week. This is Cinema Shat. You've been great.
Yeah,
We've been better.
Peace out.
And I bought a yard.
Love you, audience.